All right, this is episode 11 of True Sports. I'm Taylor Phillips, along with Louis Tenore. Um, right after our last episode, we learned that Vin Scully died of age 94. It was old age. It was his time to go. Um, People can't live forever. Um, Vin Scully was another master in the booth.
The best of the best.
Yeah, his Kurt Gibson call. His Kurt Gibson 3-run home run call in Game 1 against the Athletics in the 1988 World Series with the Dodgers.
Very well remembered.
Yeah, 3-2 count. Took Dennis Eckersley deep to win it. Yeah, Jack Buck was there also, but yeah.
That was the radio call.
Yeah, the radio call for the Dodgers. Yeah, for national call, actually.
I just saw. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
But what people forget is that McGuire hit the game-winning home run in Game 3 for the opposing team, and that would even made it even more impressive. We had quite a series of home run heroics.
Yeah, Vince Scully's call was majestic.
Yes.
High fly ball in the right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
And it did.
And he compared Tinkerbell to Kurt Gibson.
Tinkerbell.
Yeah, I heard it right off the bat. Yeah, I heard on MLB Network and now here on YouTube on the MLB channel.
Yeah.
Official MLB YouTube channel. So the Hall of Fame game, the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Las Vegas Raiders. Your thoughts on that?
Kind of like a mismatch. I mean, the Jaguars still have a lot of work to do. I mean, they haven't. I don't think they've improved anything since the draft and whatnot. There's still a dumpster fire. I don't think they're going to improve at all.
At least Urban Meyer's already been gone.
Thank God.
So yeah, the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, they were playing like contenders. Yeah, total mismatch. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much it. Tigers lose Derek Hill as he was claimed off waivers by the Seattle Mariners. Another example of why this rebuild by Chris Avila is still not progressing at all. Not doing shit.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. So Torkelson was set down. Derek Law also made an embarrassment out of himself in Toronto last week. Zach Short hasn't developed. He kept getting set down. Hasn't done shit for the Tigers. Bo Brisky, an ERA of around 5. Drew Carlton cleared waivers outrighted to AAA Toledo. Elvin Rodriguez, an ERA of as high as 10-ish. Alex Faedo, not developing, sent down. Cody Clemens hitting under 150, sent down. Sam Howard, I don't even know where the fuck he is. He definitely belongs in the minors for the rest of his life. Ronnie Garcia and Brian Garcia, the Garcia twins, each both pitch under 5 innings per start. They're not starting pitchers. Why the hell is AJ Hinch starting them? Why is Avila forcing AJ Hinch to start them? I don't fucking know. At least Garrett Hill has been doing great. Bunch of shittily crafted smut.
Yeah, you gotta wonder sometimes about these players.
This organization's going nowhere. Javier Baez, 17 errors. Although his batting average has gone up a bit. 225. He was hitting under 200 earlier in the season, but now it's back up to 225. Jamer Candelario, his batting average was under 200, but now it's up to 210. Akil Badu, 149. He was sent down and then called back up. The Castro twins, Harold Castro, 287 batting average, but 8 errors. Willie Castro, 240. His average is declined. His batting average has declined to 245. Let me dig up his fielding statistics. Errors. 2022, 3 errors. Just 3 errors. Wait, just 3 errors. Just 3 errors committed by Willie Castro in 2022 in all positions combined. Just 3. Not as bad. That's actually not as bad as
No.
I thought. No. I thought he would be. He committed 10 last year, only 3 this year. Eric Haas was hitting under 200, but now he's up to 240. 240. Some improvement there. Riley Green was hitting around 400 to begin with, now down to 239, but he's made diving catches. He's played incredible defense. Only one error. Just one.
That's good.
Just one. 3 home runs, 20 RBIs, 660 OPS. Not great, but 3 home runs in just 176 at bats in the regular season in the majors. Fielding. Yeah, just 1 error. Batting. At bats or games played, 43. 43 games played. It's not too bad. 239 average. Not great. Not as great, but an incredible start, but now not as great, but still just 1 error. 3 home runs, 20 RBIs. Sometimes it doesn't even matter what your batting average is.
No.
If you produce 20 RBIs in 43 games, that means you're on a roll.
Yeah.
That means you're doing good. 3 home runs.
Right.
Riley Green.
20 hours in 43 games. It's not.
Yeah. Casey Mize out for the year. He's been 2 injured. Casey Mize out for the year again. He's been 2 injury prone. Matt Manning returned from the 60-day IL. Yeah, Matt Manning though returning from the 60-day injured list. And he pitched lights out his last start. So at least there's him. So but Derek Hill, he suffered an injury, but he was put on waivers. He was claimed off waivers by the Seattle Mariners. That was the latest example of why this rebuild has been falling apart. Yes. Not only been doing well, but falling apart. as thus has this organization. So the Yankees and Cardinals recently got done and over with. It was a close one, but
Yeah.
that'll be included with your True Sports Report. Kick it off, Lewis.
With a real pitcher's duel to boot. All right, so games in progress. Only 2 left on the schedule for tonight. Right now, the Dodgers are leading the Padres 5-3. Marjan is pitching, and Lux is bat. The other game, the Angels are leading the Mariners right now 3-0 in the top of the 4th. Flex is pitching, and Fletcher is at bat. All the rest are final. In game, Mets play a doubleheader. In game 1, they beat the Braves 8-5. Peterson got the win. Ojizeri got the loss, and Diaz got the save. Cubs over the Marlins 4-0. Smiley got the win, and Lopez got the loss. Mariners over the Angels in a close one, 2-1. Kirby got the win, Barra got the loss, and Swanson got the save. Orioles over the Pirates 6-3. Both got the win, and Brubaker got the loss. Oh, wow. Phillies over the Nationals 11-5. Suarez got the win, and Corbin got the loss. The Nationals, oh boy, the Nationals are a sinking ship. Guardians over the Astros 4-1. Frontier got the win, and Garcia got the loss. Guardians, please. Your Tigers over the Rays 9-1. Hill got the win. McClanahan got the loss. Rangers blanked the White Sox 8-0. Dunning got the win, and Kopech got the loss. Giants over the A's 7-3. Ronan got the win, and Euler got the loss. In game 2, Mets over the Braves 6-2. Scherzer got the win, and Fried got the loss. I told you with these two back was going to mean something. Royals over the Red Sox 5-4. Coleman got the win. Whitelock got the loss. Twins over the Blue Jays 7-3. Miguel got the win, and White got the loss. Reds over the Brewers 7-5. Farmer got the win. Ashby got the loss. As I mentioned, it was a real pitcher's duel between the Cardinals and the Yankees. The Cardinals came out 1-0. Montgomery got the win, and Gurman got the loss. Oh, boy. And finally, Rockies over the D-backs 3-2. Estevez got the win. Kennedy got the loss, and Brad got the save. All right, so now we'll go to our standings over here, and it goes like this. Well, despite this 4-game losing streak, the Yankees still have a comfortable lead at 70-38. They're 10.5 ahead of the Blue Jays at 59-48. Rays 57-50, 12.5 back. Orioles fall below 500, but still respectable. Take it back. They're 55-51, 13.5 back. It's the Red Sox that fall below 500, but still respectable at 54-55 at 16.5 back. Not great, but respectable. In the Central, Twins are 57-50, a 2-game lead over the Guardians at 55-52. White Sox 54-53, 3 back. This can get very interesting. Further down the list are the Royals at 43-65, 14.5 back, and the Tigers 43 Royals are 43-65, and the Tigers are 43-66, 15 back. I wish I had better news. To the West, Astros 70-39 have an 11.5 game lead over the Mariners at 58-50, still decent. Further down the list are the Rangers at 48-59, 21 back. The Angels 45-62, 24 back, and the A's a dumpster fire as usual, 41-67, 28.5 back. To the National League, the Mets, now they're coming on strong. Now it's 69-39 record, and now open up a 5.5 game lead over the Braves at 62-45. Phillies, 59-48, 9.5 back. The Marlins, 48-59, and a half back. And the Nationals, 36 and 73, 33 and a half back. Your season was over back before even May got here. Okay. The Central, the Cardinals, 59 and 48, have a one-game lead over the Brewers at 58 and 49. Cubs, 43 and 63, 15 and a half back, as well as the Reds and the Pirates are 43 and 64, 16 back. To the West, Dodgers are really pouring on strong now, 73 and 33, a 13 and a half game lead over the Padres at 61 and 48, still respectable though. Giants, 52 and 55, 21 and a half back. Cardinals, 47 59, 26 back. And the Rockies are on a Rocky Mountain low at 48 and 62, 27 back. Oh, did I just say that? Oh, boy. You've heard of a Rocky Mountain high? Well, this is a Rocky Mountain low. Okay. So, tomorrow's schedule. Just take a minute here. And it'll run like this. For your August 7th games, it goes like this. The Astros take on the Guardians at 12:05. Sorry. The Pirates take on the Orioles at 1:35. Also 1:35, the Nationals take on the Phillies. 1:40, the Rays take on your Detroit Tigers. 2:10 games, the Red Sox take on the Royals. The Reds take on the Brewers. The Blue Jays take on the Twins. 2:15, my Yankees take on the Cardinals. 2:20, the Marlins take on the Cubs. 2:35, the White Sox take on the Rangers. 4:07, the Giants take on the A's. 4:10 games will be the Angels versus the Mariners. And the Braves take on the Mets. Also, the Rockies take on the D-backs. And the 7 o'clock game, the Padres take on the Dodgers. All right, so we're up to speed with that. So now we'll go on to the headlines of the day. Just give me a second here. All right. I also want to run a few MLS soccer scores that I made because it's a big day for MLS. I think every team in the league is playing at this point. So what I have right now, New England over Orlando, 3-0. Columbus over NYFC, 3-2. Good. Montreal and Miami played to a 2-2 tie. Chicago over Charlotte, 3-0. DC and the Red Bulls play a defensive game, a scoreless draw. Cincinnati over Philadelphia, 3-1. Atlanta over Seattle, 2-1. Toronto over Nashville in a pretty good game, I do say so myself, 4-3. And Kansas City over the LA Galaxy, 4-2. All right, so now we'll go on to the headlines of the day. A few hockey notes here. The Calgary Flames signed winger Andrew Magenpine with a 3-year deal worth $17.4 million. The deal was signed on Tuesday. The deal allows both sides to escape an arbitration hearing that was to be scheduled yesterday. Escaped arbitration. Well, you know what I mean by that. The Flames also signed defenseman Oliver Killington, 2-year, $5 million deal, and also avoided that dirty A-word arbitration. Magenpie had a career high of 25 goals and 35 goals last season and played in all 82 games. He had 3 goals and 3 assists in the playoffs but lost to the Oilers in Game 5 in Round 2. Drafted by Magna has 54 assists and 70 goals in 260 games. Killington has 9 goals and 22 assists last season. All right. The OKC the Thunder, have re-signed forward Mike Muscalia. The announcement was made on Tuesday. He had a team option for the upcoming season that the Thunder had previously declined. To continue on here. Terms of the deal were not disclosed, of course. Despite only playing 14 minutes per game, he averaged 3.8 pointers per game and hit from 42.9%. He and Karl Anthony Towns are the only 2 players who are at least 6'10 and they shoot three-pointers over 40% on as many three-pointers, despite playing less than half the time of Karl Anthony Towns, or as I call, Cat. Muscalia underwent a procedure on his right ankle, but was expected to return for the 22-23 season, which is about 2.5 months away. Drafted in the second round, Muscalia spent 5 seasons with the Hawks, followed by short stints with the Sixers and Lakers before coming to the Thunder, now for the last 3 seasons. All right, continuing on. The Nashville. No, wait, I gotta take care of one more thing here. First up, Jamal Green was vacationing on a huge pool on vacation when his phone started to ring, and it turned to be none other than the Warriors coach Steve Kerr himself. So naturally, of course, he would pick up the phone. I mean, you can't say no to Steve Kerr, of course. He said the Warriors were interested, and they wanted me to be a part of the program. Green said. Moving on, let me get rid of this. Moving on, the call took Green by surprise, as he was already preparing to join another team, but the conversation with Kerr got him to change his mind. He did not say what team he was going for. After speaking with Kerr, I could not say no, Green said. He picked up the phone and called Draymond Green, not related, whom he has known since the 8th grade through the AAU circuit. Draymond has long been something of a salesperson for the Warriors, calling players to sell them on joining the team. His call was not exactly a pitch, but it helped seal the deal. So this is going to be good for the Warriors next season as well. The Predators signed forward Yakov Taran to a 2-year, $3.4 million deal after going through arbitration. Taran is coming off his best season, playing 80 games and scoring 17 goals and 33 blocked shots. The forward from Russia scored 13 more points than his previous season, when he scored 3 goals in 4 playoff games, but were swept by the Avalanche last season. Taran was drafted in the second round, 55th overall in 2015. He has played 146 games since making his debut for the club in the 2019-2020 season. He also played for Russia on the junior team in 2017. The Russian junior team, that is. Former NBA player Iman Shumpert was arrested at the Dallas airport last week after attempting to bring 6 ounces of cannabis past security. Not very smart, people. The police report from the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport Department of Safety shows police called a TSA checkpoint around 3:40 p.m. local time last Saturday, 4:45 my time. There was a sizable amount of marijuana found. The report said Shumpert told officers that the bag contained marijuana, asked if there was any way he could make a flight to Los Angeles to pick up his daughter, and that was declined. He has 2 other daughters as well. Shumpert was denied after being arrested for felony possession and was taken into custody at the jail airport. The report said Shumpert also had a magazine with 14 rounds in his backpack, but there was no gun that was found. Shumpert won a title with the Cavaliers in 2016, also played for the Knicks, Kings, and Rockets, and was waived by the Nets last season, which actually he hasn't done anything since he won the title with the Cavaliers. Calgary Flames signed newly acquired forward Jonathan Huberdeau to an 8-year deal that was announced. Yeah, Huberdeau, worth $84 million. That was announced on Thursday. The Flames acquired player from the Panthers in a blockbuster trade last month that set Matthew Chuck to the Panthers. The trade led the Flames on 2 of his leading scorers from this season. Johnny Gaudreau led the Flames with 115 points, signed a 7-year deal with the Blue Jackets as a free agent. Okay. Gaudreau scored 30 goals and 85 assists, with the Panthers finishing tied for second with the most points in the NHL scoring race. He hails from Quebec and has been 10 seasons with the Panthers after being drafted second overall in 2011. Also, he has 189 goals with 413 assists and 671 games as the Panthers' career leader in points, games, and assists. Wow. All right. NASCAR champ Kyle Busch's family safely escaped shooting at the Mall of America on Thursday after shots were fired. Bloomington police, which said no one was injured, but we're still looking for the suspect after securing the scene just before 6 p.m. local time on Thursday. Police said 2 groups got into an altercation at the mall, and one group left, but someone in the group fired 3 shots. A video posted on Twitter shows Busch walking away from the scene with his son, Brexton. Busch's wife, Samantha, posted videos on his Instagram showing their son winning a youth racing event on Wednesday and riding roller coasters with Kyle before providing a sober update on the shooting. Busch is scheduled to race tomorrow. His number 18 car in Michigan. All right. LeBron and the Lakers held productive talks about their future together. So says Rich Paul of Clutch Sports. And he told ESPN. But there's been no official word according to sources. Oh, well, it's a shock. James and Paul both met with GM Rob Pelinka and new coach Darvin Ham in the war room, as they call it, at the Lakers facility back on Thursday. It was the first day that LeBron was eligible to sign a 2-year, $97.1 million deal with the Lakers. Paul told ESPN he expects both sides to continue discussions. Well, good luck on that, because it's not easy. It's not easy pleasing LeBron, as you all know. All right. Oh, there's something interesting here. The NHL. The city of Milwaukee will host an NHL preseason game for the first time since 1993, as the Blackhawks will take on the Wild at the Fiserv Forum, the home of the Bucks. The October 2nd preseason matchup marks the first time since 1993 that an NHL game will be held in that city, even though it's not regular season. It's also the first time the Blackhawks have played there since facing the LA Kings at the Bradley Center way back in December of 1992. Boy, I was young then. The Bradley Center, the former home of the Bucks, hosted preseason NHL games from 1988 to 1993. The Devils avoid arbitration with Jasper Bratt, signing the forward from Sweden to a 1-year, $5.45 million deal. And that would stop him from becoming a spoiled brat. Oh, sorry. General Manager Tom Fitzgerald made the announcement back on Thursday before both sides were scheduled to have an arbitration hearing. Bratt will be a restricted free agent at the end of this season and will get up arbitration rights. Bratt has 26 goals last season and 47 assists, 197 shots, and 18 power play points. Not bad. His goal total tied Jack Hughes, but he was first in assists, power play points, and points overall. Bratt has 70 goals and 133 assists, the most by a player drafted after the second round in 2016. The 6th-round pick is the first on the Devils since Taylor Hall to record 70 points in a season. But they haven't done anything since Taylor Hall had left the team. What a shame. And one more note on this page. Russell Westbrook of the Lakers signs with agent Jeff Schwartz of XL Sports for his uh, representation, Westbrook told ESPN on Monday. Last month, Westbrook, a longtime former agent, said that voucher of Wasserman said they parted ways. Voucher said irreconcilable differences in a statement that no longer suggested that there was no longer a full alignment with Westbrook about whether the former MVP should remain with the Lakers for the remainder of his new deal, which has only 1 year to go. Westbrook will be entering the final year of his 5-year max deal. Last season, he averaged 18.5 points per game, 7.4 rebounds, and 7.1 assists, despite the sucky year that they have had. And believe me, it has sucked. Oh, boy. All right, so we'll continue on here. The Blue Jays placed outfielder George Springer on the 10-day injured list with an inflamed right shoulder. Prior to the game against the Twins, was in the elbow. It was in his elbow, an injury. Nothing really new since he has been bothered by much of the season. To continue on here, he is scheduled to receive an anti-inflammatory injection this weekend to help with the healing. Springer missed the last 5 games as a result of the injury and went 1 for 4 against the Twins on Thursday. He will be able to return on August 15th. The center fielder is batting .251 with 18 home runs and 49 RBIs. Springer is in his second year of a 6-year, $150 million deal. And Arto Lopez of AAA Buffalo was called in to take his roster spot. The NFL Hall of Fame ceremony went on tonight, and former 49ers Bryant Young gave an emotional tribute to his son during his induction speech. His son Colby, who died from cancer in 2016, Young said his favorite number was 22. In my 10th year, I'll be considered for the Hall of Fame of this 22. Young's voice cracked again when he spoke about his son, who was stricken with cancer in 2014, bravely after being told in 2016 that the cancer was spreading and there was not responding to treatment. It was a powerful moment, and the crowd gave a standing ovation. Young joins such others as Tony Bazzelli, Cliff Branch, Leroy Butler, Sam Mills, Richard Seymour, and, of course, Coach Dick Vermeil in the 2023 class. Not a bad class, if I do say so myself. Giants offensive rookie lineman Marcus McKenton will miss the entire season with a torn ACL in his right knee. Okay. Giants confirmed that today. What a tough break that is. This was the fear after he was carted off in a scrimmage at MetLife Stadium, which is about a half an hour from my house. He was placed on the injured reserve list, which means it's the end of his season. McKenton was a 5th-round pick out of North Carolina and was working at right tackle with the second team right tackle when the injury occurred. He was mostly used as a guard this summer, but the Giants have been short on linemen this summer due to depth concerns. He was injured during last night's scrimmage as he crumbled to the ground and in pain. Coach Brian Dabble confirmed it was a lower leg injury. Oof. You don't want to see your players get hurt, especially, any time of year, but in preseason, it makes it even worse. Packers safety Darnell Savage suffered a hamstring injury during the annual family night practice last night at Lambeau Field. During one-on-one matchups between receivers and defensive backs, early in practice, Savage pulled up as he was trying to cover Amiri Rodgers. Savage was a 2019 first-round pick and watched the rest of practice from the sidelines with ice wrapped around his leg. But it doesn't appear to be too serious right now, so we'll just have to wait and see. Former wide receiver of the Denver Broncos, Demetrius Thomas, died from complications of a seizure disorder, according to an autopsy report from the medical examiners in Fulton County, Georgia. Portions of the report were shared with ESPN yesterday. Thomas died December 9th at his home, and an autopsy was performed the next day. Thomas was only 33. In December, the medical examiner's office released a statement that caused the manner of death and pending completion of laboratory studies and microscopic tissue samples. Oof. In the final report, the medical examiner said the manner of death is still undetermined and is still unknown if the seizure disorder was a result of natural causes or due to impacts of his head during his playing career. I think I gotta take that option. Okay, for you Tiger fans out there, disregard the rumor of what you heard about Miguel Cabrera. Okay, Tiger slugger Cabrera sets the record straight, saying yesterday that he will be back for the 2023 MLB season, his 21st overall. A day earlier, after Cabrera indicated to reporters that this might have been his last season if his knee problems continue to be an issue. That marked the first time he opened the door a possibility of not returning next season, after previously saying that he would to fulfill his contract, which is a full guarantee for next season. But yesterday, Cabrera says, yes, I plan to play next season. I'm not going to retire until my contract is up. I guess they just don't understand what I meant. So to put it like this, I'm not going anywhere. Cabrera joined the 3,000 hit club and 500 home run club earlier this season and was batting .308 as late as July 8th, but then has since gone by the wayside, batting only 131 and 3 base hits. Sorry. 3 base hits. Oh, dear. All right, the Cleveland Browns are sticking with their quarterback plan despite the NFL's appeal of Deshaun Watson's 6-game suspension. That said by coach Kevin Stefanski yesterday. Watson has gotten the majority of the snaps with the first team, while backup Jacoby Brissett has gotten most of the second team snaps. We will await the clarity of the situation, Stefanski said yesterday. Just continue to move ahead in what we've been doing. Oh, dear. He spoke for the first time since the league announced Wednesday that it was appealing the ruling of Judge Sue L. Robinson, seeking a tougher penalty under the personal league's conduct policy. The appeal addresses the where based on findings made by the judge. Discipline should be modified to include a personal evaluation and treatment as determined by medical experts, an appropriate fine and a longer suspension, the league said in a statement. On Thursday, Commissioner Goodell appointed former New Jersey Attorney General Peter C. Harvey to hear the appeal. Harvey works as a partner at the Belknap firm in New York. He also works as a federal prosecutor. In 2017, he was one of 4 members of an expert panel who revealed the league's domestic violence investigation into Ezekiel Elliott of the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, great. And who also was suspended 6 games for violating the league's conduct policy. The NFL Players Association said yesterday it's filed its reply brief to the NFL's appeal. All right, well, here we go again. Clayton Kershaw went on the 15-day injured list after his start against the Giants and left with low back pain. This is the second trip to the injured list this season. The first was a pelvic issue. Ugh. Kershaw had an MRI and X-ray done yesterday, and nothing new was revealed within the MRI. Manager Dave Roberts said Kershaw was sore and was sent to the injured list. There were no new findings, says Roberts, so that's a plus. This was the best case scenario coming from the MRI. Kershaw's previous back injury was to the right. This time, though, it's more to the left. Kershaw is 7-3 this season with an ERA of 2.64, with 88 strikeouts in 88 and a half innings. Not bad. Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow still remains involved in training camp despite being out after having an appendectomy. Ugh. Head coach Zach Taylor does not have a timetable for his return. I hate to put a timetable on it, Taylor said, but is getting some good mental work out of it right now. But how do you put a timetable on that? Burrow was the top overall pick in 2020 and has not participated in practice since the Bengals started training camp. But Brown remains visible and active in preparation for the season ahead. So he might still have a chance to play anyway. But appendectomy. Ugh. After halting practice for a second time, 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan called his team for a huddle up. He promptly delivered some choice words on what transpired. Underneath the anger was a simple message about Shanahan wants his team to play. Physical, tough, irritating? You bet. But Shanahan wants to draw the line at throwing punches that occurred twice in Tuesday's practice, namely between linebacker Fred Warner and wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. I want everyone to challenge each other, Shanahan said yesterday. I don't care how much smack each other's talk. I don't care how close they get to fighting. They do what they can to get themselves to be intense as they want and bring the best in each other, which happens a lot, and that's the same on the field. But once you throw a punch, you get ejected or you get a penalty, and we pride ourselves on. I want people to get close as they can to all that stuff. The problem was that the incident occurred. The problem was the incident at hand occurred on the practice field among teammates, no less. You know, it's one thing you want to beat the other guy to shreds, but your own teammate, come on. This was the hottest day, and the longer had session factors that contributed to the situation. Fights are common during camp, but this one happened between two players who are expected to have expanded roles this season. The biggest fight between Warren and Ayuk came on a late hit by Warren, landed receiver Marcus Johnson winding up in concussion protocol. Okay, big dope. Something was brewing between the two teams, with Ayuk telling the media a few days before, in a bit of a joking manner, saying that Warren was annoying as insistence was on continuing to rip the ball and touch guys after plays ended was irritating. Okay. Boys will be boys. Cardinals coach, Arizona Cardinals coach, that is, running backs coach, James Saxton was charged with 2 counts of domestic battery, including a level 6 felony for an alleged assault on a woman hit in front of a minor back in May in Indianapolis. The Cardinals said yesterday that they are aware of the incident and placed Saxton on administrative leave. The charges stem from an incident that took place on May 7th that started in a Costco store and continued at her home, according to the affidavit. Oh, boy. More on this. The level 6 felony charge is within the less serious felonies in the state. Carries a sentence of 6 months to 2.5 years in prison and a $1,000 fine. The other charge, which is a Class A misdemeanor, carries up to 1 year in prison and a $5,000 fine. I believe it's a $10,000 fine for a level 6 offense. Saxon continued to coach the Cardinals, who opened up camp on July 26th. Wow. See, even the coaches get that way too, not just the players. Rams coach Sean McVay said Matthew Stafford's elbow pain is a bit abnormal for a quarterback, kind of like comparing it to what a pitcher in baseball goes through. Stafford, who dealt with the elbow pain last season, received an injection during the offseason. He did not during the offseason workouts, saying that as he and the team were trying to play it smart with his throwing arm, which you should. Stafford threw during 7-on-7 drills on Thursday, but did not take part in the team reps. McVay says he does not expect to do so until at least August 10th. McVay and the Rams training staff and Stafford tried some things in the offseason to ease the pain that he was feeling in his elbow. McVay said going to camp that the Rams knew that they wanted to modify the approach and an aggressive build. On Wednesday, McVay said Stafford's pain is not a setback, but it's consistent with what has been going on with him. So it doesn't look all that good, but it doesn't look all that bad either. And here's a little bit note. Happy birthday, Patrick Ewing. He turned 60 today. Wow. I remember
Ewing.
Yep, number 33. I remember when he came out of college and was drafted by the Knicks. Boy, was I thrilled. All right, well, here's a new way to lose in baseball. You ready for this, guys? Oh boy. Last Thursday night, the Angels tied a major league record of 7 home runs, all which were solo shots. Guess what? They still lost. They lost to the A's. The Angels were down. The Angels are the second team to hit as many home runs in a game and only to end up losing. Show me the money Ohtani, or Shoni Ohtani, if you prefer, who left Wednesday's game with a left forearm cramp, bounced back with 2 home runs and 2 RBIs in his 11th multi-home run game of the season and of his career, and the 5th of this season. Kurt Suzuki, Tara Ward, Joe Wendell, Jared Walsh all went deep as the Angels finished the homestand at 2-5.
Pitching be damned.
Yeah, what pitching? The 7 home runs also tied a franchise record. The 2016 White Sox are the only other team to hit 7 home runs and wind up losing. Boy, what a way to lose a game. This was a bit of a different baseball game that I probably had been a part of. This was a very interesting box score.
7 home runs in a single game, and they still lost.
And you still lost.
All solo home runs. That's why, and their pitching was shit.
Yeah. As manager Matt Costney, I'm happy that our 8 runs held it up and we were able to win. The goal is to win and score more runs. Solo shots are good, but they might not be always good enough to win games, as this proved on Thursday night. This was the second time the Angels scored 4 runs in the first 4 innings. The last time was August of 2017 against the Orioles, who at that time were still sucking very badly. The Dodgers were the last team that 7 home runs in June of 2018 against the Mets, and that resulted in a win. 7 home runs and you still lost. Wow. Yeah. Well, I guess solo shots don't always do it, but still, to have that many home runs and still lose, wow. That's just. Okay, and one more note here. Auburn quarterback TJ Finley was charged with attempting to elude police on the same day the Tigers were to report to camp. That's the Auburn Tigers, that is. According to police officers, Finley was released from the Lee County Detention Center. An Auburn official told ESPN that the university was aware of Finley's situation and was back in the complex back on Thursday. Auburn coach Brian Harrison was scheduled to meet with the media on Thursday. Auburn has already opened their practice sessions that happened yesterday. Sources told ESPN that Finley's charge had to do with an earlier incident involving failure to wear a helmet while riding a moped. What are you, nuts? I mean, really. Oh, one more note here. This one I don't know if it comes as a shock or not, depending on who you ask. As the Red Sox hopes for the playoffs are fading, they have released outfielder Jackie Bradley Jr. I know if you find that a shock or not, but a little bit. Bradley reported rejoined the Red Sox after they acquired the outfielder and two minor leaguers in a December trade, with the Brewers giving up slugger Hunter Renfroe. He was hitting 210, 3 home runs, and 29 RBIs in 92 games and making $9.2 million. Bradley was a mainstay in his first run with the Red Sox from 2013 to 2020, making the All-Star team in 2016 and earned MVP honors in 2018, the ALCS, and of course they went on to win the World Series that year. Yuck. Just makes me sick just thinking about it. All right, that'll take care of my notes, so I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, so before we go, I sent you this at the Valenti rant.
Oh yeah,
Did you watch it?
yeah. I was dying to hear it.
Yeah. Barack Obama's daughter, Michelle Obama, went to Michigan.
Oh,
So
right.
what? They still got killed by Georgia in the college football playoff semifinal.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be fair. Georgia just has had more college football playoff competition experience than Michigan, hands
Yes.
down. It was Michigan's first ever trip to the college football playoff.
Right.
They just learned it the hard way from the very elite. The Bulldogs went on to win that national title by beating Alabama by 2 scores in the national championship game. So yeah, there's all that. Michigan fans still so goddamn insufferable. Michigan alum
Yeah.
still insufferable. They just stand up for their own university no matter what.
Exactly.
They are a bunch of coddling sheep. Holier than thou. So yeah, all that being said, that was episode 11 of True Sports. He's Louis Tenore. I'm Taylor Phillips. We'll talk again another time. Ta-ta, hit him with a hind.
Good night, folks.